he is not listed in the Constitution. Justice Ahmed Mohammed of the Federal High Court today declared the deductions as unconstitutional and ordered that all money deducted from the Federation account belonging to River State be refunded to the state. He made the pronouncement in a judgment on a suit filed by the River State government against Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, the Accountant General of the Federation, the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, and Federal Ministry of Finance. The River State government, through its Attorney General, had approached the court, wherein it sought an order stopping the deduction of funds from the Federation account for the funding of the Nigerian Police Trust Fund scheme. The state government had contended that it was not the responsibility of the state governments, but that of the federal government to fund the police. Nigeria is looking to impose the same conditions given to Twitter on all other social media platforms accessible in the country. Nigeria's Information Minister Lai Mohammed said the decision was born out of the recent development on suspension of Twitter operations in the country and the agreement reached before the suspension was lifted. Lai Mohammed told reporters that whatever applies to Twitter will apply to all other social media platforms, be it WhatsApp, Facebook, or any others. He was quoted saying this on the sidelines of bilateral discussions with African Export-Import Bank on how Nigeria can access funding to support its growing creative industry. The discussions were held in Egypt. The suspension was lifted after Twitter agreed to establish a legal entity in Nigeria during the first quarter of 2022. The Director General of National Information Technology Development Agency, Kashifu Inwa Abdullahi, said in a statement today. Mohammed said Twitter agreed to meet all regulatory demands, including the Companies and Allied Matters Act, Nigerian Communication Commission laws and rules, and National Broadcasting Commission Code. The Kano state government says they will put more effort in using Falgo Forest with improved technology aspects, among others, in order to curb the rate of insecurity by stopping insurgents from using the forest as a hideout. The Kano state governor said this today while receiving the Chief of Army Staff of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, at the government house.
I'm so happy because you are well committed to your job, and I have seen that on the ground. And I want to assure you that we are in good synergy with your military officers, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, and the other security operatives. There is full coordination, even those stakeholders in security. Also, I would like to inform you that we are putting more efforts in Falgore Forest. Apart from starting the second phase, we're also improving our efforts in the technology aspect.
While speaking, the Chief of Army Staff commended the Kano state government for the establishment of synergy between military officers and other security agencies in the state. Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya also appreciated the efforts put in place in Falgo Forest by utilizing the space for training and requested for another phase.
I'm so happy because you are well committed to your job, and I have seen that on the ground. And I want to assure you that we are in good synergy with your military officers, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, and the other security operatives. There is full coordination, even those stakeholders in security. Also, I would like to inform you that we are putting more efforts in Falgore Forest. Apart from starting the second phase, we're also improving our efforts in the technology aspect.
Correspondent Zahra Zannah reports that the governor also received the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria during the State Executive Council meeting. Nantes winger Moses Simon has urged the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, to take a timely decision on the coach who will lead the Super Eagles for the World Cup playoffs against Ghana in March. Simon was the Eagles' standout performer despite their early exit from the ongoing African Cup of Nations tournament in Cameroon. Correspondent Aisha Mohammed El-Lehman has details of this and other sports updates.
The Eagles, 3 times continental champions, will hold the 3 group games at the Raude Adija Stadium in Garoua, Cameroon, but were beaten 1-0 by the Tunisian side and 1-0 in the last 16. Meanwhile, Nigerian winger Samuel Kalu's intention to move to the Premier League side, Watford, failed due to work permit issues. Kalu has already pinned the contract with the Honest, but work permit is still holding up the move, although it is expected to be sorted out. The Nigerian international has already signed a 4-year contract with Watford, and French side Bordeaux are set to receive €4 million from Watford, depending on the number of appearances the winger makes. And on tennis, title favorite Daniil Medvedev has saved a match point before producing a stunning comeback against Felix Auger to set up an Australian Open semi-final against Greece. The second seed Medvedev eventually won 6-7, 3-7, 7-6, 7-5 and 6-4, becoming the first player to fight back from the 2-set down in Melbourne this year. In the fourth set, Tsitsipas earned a dominant straight set over Jannik Sinner. The 23-year-old, beaten by Medvedev in last year's semis, won 6-3, 6-4 and 6-2. Now Tsitsipas has an opportunity to avenge that defeat against the Russian and reach his first Australian Open final. Aisha Muhammad Eleman, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kai tare. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, kamfani Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The Borno state government says it will seize properties belonging to the agencies of the United Nations in the state over tax evasion. The properties in question, which are based in Maiduguri, are used for operation by the World Health Organization, World Food Programme, United Nations High Commission for Refugees, United Nations International Children Emergency Fund, United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, Food and Agriculture Organization, and the United Nations Development Programme. Speaking to reporters today in Maiduguri, the executive chairman, Borno State Board of Internal Revenue Service, Muhammad Al-Ghali, stated that the agencies had defaulted in the payment of income tax for their employees. The Borno State Board of Internal Revenue Service chairman stated that the agency had reached out to the agencies but did not get a favorable response, but had given a 30-day notice. Al-Ghali added that if the matter was not resolved at the end of the 30-day notice, the agency will be forced to use its enforcement powers to seize the properties. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has appealed to the Saudi Arabian government to reconsider its suspension of direct Nigeria's flight into the country. Al-Haji Zikrullah Hassan, the chairman and chief executive officer, NACON, made the appeal when he visited the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia in Nigeria in Abuja. Hassan explained that the visit was to discuss issues of mutual benefit to both countries, especially regarding the annual holy pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia by Nigerian Muslims. The chairman added that the visit was also to press for the lifting of the flight ban, as requested by the federal government. Hassan appreciated the constant support and cooperation extended to NACON and Nigeria in general by the kingdom. Responding, the Saudi Arabian ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Faisal bin Ibrahim Al-Ghamidi, expressed hope that the flight suspension will soon end. For tomorrow's weather forecast in some cities in Nigeria and parts of Niger Republic.
Kano tomorrow morning is expected to be at an average temperature of 13 degrees Celsius with clear sky and a gentle breeze, and later increase to 23 degrees Celsius with sunny and a moderate breeze. Katsina will experience the same weather condition at an average temperature of 13 degrees Celsius with sunny and a gentle breeze, and later change to 23 degrees Celsius with hazy and a moderate breeze. Kaduna is expected to have clear sky and a gentle breeze at an average temperature of 16 degrees Celsius, and then rise to 26 degrees Celsius with sunny and a gentle breeze. Abuja will experience sunny and a light winds at 19 degrees Celsius, and later increase to 32 degrees Celsius on the same weather condition. Lagos is expected to have clear sky and light winds at 22 degrees Celsius, and then rise to 31 degrees Celsius with sunny intervals and light winds. Moving to Niger Republic, Maradi will have sunny and a moderate breeze at an average temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, and then rise to 21 degrees Celsius with hazy and fresh breeze. Zindar will have the same weather condition at an average temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, and then increase to 23 degrees Celsius with hazy and a moderate breeze. Ikhlas Ali Kudan, Freedom Radio.
And on business, Muhammad Abba Abdullahi has updates.
The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has retained its 2022 growth forecast for Nigeria at 2.7% and increased 2023 projection by 0.1% to 2.7%. The IMF had in its October report last year projected a 2.7% growth rate for 2022 and 2.6% for 2023. In World Economic Outlook, the WEO report released yesterday, the IMF downgraded its growth forecast for Sub-Saharan Africa to 3.7% and 4.0% for 2022 and 2023 respectively, from 3.6% and 3.9% focused in its October 2021 WEO report. The IMF also reduced its forecast for global economic growth to 4.4% in 2023, representing 0.5 percentage points lower than the 4.9% projected in October. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Nigerian Economic Summit Group, NESG, Lawoye Jayola, has expressed concern over the dwindling value of the Naira, saying the local currency is no longer a store of value. He said that the moment one invests the Naira, it loses its value, and that the Naira at this point will not guarantee true value. Jayola stated this yesterday in Abuja at the launch of the NESG 2022 Microeconomic Outlook report. Muhammad Abba Abdullahi, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, United States President Joe Biden says he would consider personal sanctions on Vladimir Putin if Russia invades Ukraine. Biden said there would be enormous consequences for the world if Russia made a move on the nation, which sits on its southwestern border. His comments came as other Western leaders repeated warnings that Russia would pay a heavy price for invasion. Diplomats from Russia, Ukraine, Germany, and France gathered in Paris today for discussions about the ongoing tensions. We've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team and I, Zahra Zannah, thank you for listening.